It is Summerween. We're excited. This is my absolute favorite readathon of the whole year. And if you've ever seen any of my videos, you may be wondering, Whitley, where are you right now? This does not look like your bookshelf and your office. And you would be correct. So Summerween just happened to coincide with the weekend that my partner and I moved to Florida. Hello. So my partner and I bought an RV a couple of months ago. We have been fixing it up, remodeling it. We finally finished remodeling and decided to move from our home state, born and raised, of West Virginia, down to Florida. And like I said, it just happened to coincide with the weekend that Summerween started. So I thought, why not do a Summerween moving vlog? In this vlog, I will be reading Final Girls by Riley Sager. I will be reading The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, and I will also be reading Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. There are 5 challenges to Summerween, and if you do not know what Summerween is, it is a week-long readathon created by the wonderful Gabby and Olivia, where we just take a week because we're so excited for Halloween to read horror and thriller books. There are 5 prompt/challenges to this readathon. There is read a slasher book, read a book with the word haunt in the title, read a book with Halloween colors on the cover, read a book in the dark or at night, and make or bake a spooky fall themed treat. If you want to know if I complete these challenges, what I thought about the books, how the move goes, then grab some popcorn, a pumpkin spice latte, stick around, and enjoy the ride. And I will send you back to Pass Whitley. Hello, it is Summerween, and I am so excited. It is Friday, the first day of Summerween, but it also happens to coincide with moving day. My partner and I are moving from our home state of West Virginia down to Florida. I'm super nervous. I've never lived anywhere other than West Virginia, but also excited for the change and new beginnings. We're actually moving into a huge Class A RV. I'm super excited. Also definitely nervous because we're going from like a 3-bedroom house to this RV, but looking forward to it. So I figured in this vlog I would take you along in the moving process and also gush about some books for Summerween. So we got this RV a couple of months ago and we have been working on it ever since. We've done so many renovations to it. I am so excited. I will give you the full tour once we get down to Florida and get everything situated. Was it a great idea to decide to move to Florida in the middle of summer? Not sure, but we're doing it anyway.
Are you stupid or something?
My mom is actually already down there, so I'm super excited to be back with her. She moved probably about 3 months ago, so hopefully the whole family will get down there eventually. It was super hard saying goodbye to the friends that I have made here, but hey, it's only a 2-hour flight. We will be fine. Although the plus side of a 15+ hour drive is the audiobook listening time. So the first book that I'm going to be reading for Summerween is Final Girls by Riley Sager. I've read a couple of Riley Sager so far. I've read Home Before Dark and Survive the Night, and I definitely liked Home Before Dark before Survive the Night, but I liked both. So I am super excited to take it to one of his backlist books. It definitely counts for a slasher and also Halloween colors because the cover is black and red. So I don't know a lot about the plot, but I know there is this horror movie style massacre and there is one girl left, and she joins this group called the Final Girls, who have all survived these horrific incidents, and they are the final survivor of their massacres. But then this group of Final Girls start dying off. I am super excited to start that one. I'm not sure what the rest of the books I'm going to read are. We will decide as we go. My husband is finishing up getting the RV ready to take off. I am going to be driving the car for a little bit behind because West Virginia is very mountainy. So we are going to have the car not being pulled behind the RV over the mountains just because we're not sure if the RV has enough horsepower to also tow the car while also getting its big self over these mountains. So once we get past the mountains, we'll hook the car up and we'll both get to sit in the RV and travel the rest of the way to Florida. So I'm going to get this audiobook started, get this long ass drive started, and I hope you come along for the ride. This house has been good to us for almost 8 years. Time to say goodbye. So I found these glasses on TikTok. They're supposed to help with motion sickness because I struggle so bad with car sickness, and this RV is like being in a boat. Like, you feel everything. I look like a crazy person, but I took 2 Dramamine, so that may also be helping. But I will say I've been in the RV for a couple hours now and not feeling sick at all. Thank goodness. Do not mind the mess. We just shoved this thing full of everything, and then once we get down there, we're going to like get everything out and start packing it back in correctly. We have arrived. We are finally here after a like 28-hour journey. We have made it to Florida. We spent yesterday getting everything set up because we just shoved everything in this RV, and we spent yesterday getting everything put away and getting everything situated, and I'm super happy with it. So on the journey down, I got 250 pages into Final Girls. I am on chapter 32, and it's not exactly what I thought it was. So there are these 3 final girls. The main final girl that we are following is Quinn. It is from her perspective, and she does not remember anything from her massacre. So Lisa, who Quinn has previously spoken to, because they are in like this little group, they say the final girls have to stick together. So Lisa tries to help Quinn, and Lisa ends up dead. And that is when the last final girl, Sam, who has been MIA for years, shows up on Quinn's doorstep. And Sam is just super suspicious, super weird. We're trying to figure out like why she's there, what are her ulterior motives, and she just completely turns Quinn's life upside down, because Quinn is all about not thinking about what happened to her. She is, I am behind this, I don't talk about it, we pretend it never happened. And Sam just keeps pushing and pushing, and she's just so weird. I don't know what her deal is. I mean, obviously, it's okay so far. Like, it's not anything great. The writing style's a little weird. I know a lot of people say that Riley Sager's first 2 books are definitely his weakest, other than maybe Survive the Night, which a lot of people did not like. And I see where that point of view is coming from. I tend to agree. I am also not a huge fan of Quinn. She is just making so many questionable decisions once Sam shows up. I will say that I do like how it keeps showing glimpses of Quinn's massacre. Every few chapters or so, we get a few more minutes of what happened that night. And honestly, if it wasn't for those tidbits, I wouldn't be liking it nearly as much. Like, I'm reading to get to the next tidbit of what happens that night. I have less than 100 pages left, so looking forward to getting this book knocked out so I can go on to my next one. I think the next book that I'm going to read is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I thought about reading Haunting Adeline for the haunting prompt, but that book's a chunker, and I am not doing that to myself this week. It is Sunday, so I am just going to spend today reading, relaxing after the super busy and tiring day we had yesterday. I start my new job tomorrow, which is also exciting, but also nerve-wracking. Don't mind the rain. It started raining, as it always does every day around this time. It usually doesn't last long though, but I am just going to relax, finish this book up, and I will let you know my final thoughts once I finish. So I finished Final Girls. That was not at all as I would that was not at all what I was expecting. Not sure I'm a fan of the final reveal. Everything in it just seems so unrealistic. Like, I get that it's a slasher horror, but I don't find the story and the twist very believable. But I mean, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't the worst book I've ever read. I'll probably give it like 2 or 3 stars. I have to run it through Call Pile. But not a terrible start to my Summerween. I am definitely going to start The Haunting of Hill House on my way to work tomorrow. I have it downloaded from my library as an audiobook. So we are just going to play the rest of the week by ear, see what I feel like reading later on in the week. My partner is about ready to come home from work, so I'm going to go make dinner, and I will be back with you when I have an update. Happy day 4 of Summerween. I just got home from my first day at work of my new job. Really liked it so far. I mean, today was mostly training, but really like my coworkers, and I just think it's going to be a good fit. So happy about that. I also got about 50% into The Haunting of Hill House today. I am really enjoying it so far. I honestly wasn't expecting much because I usually don't enjoy classics, but I'm really liking Shirley Jackson's writing style. I mean, the beginning is a bit slow. We've mainly just been learning about our characters and their backstories and why this doctor wants them all to come to Hill House. They've been at Hill House for one night, so not much has happened yet, but I think stuff is about to start happening right where I left off when I got home. I've been listening to the audiobook, which I also really enjoy. Reading this book is just making me so excited to watch the TV show, and I am so ready for the creepy stuff to start happening. So if you don't know what The Haunting of Hill House is about, I'm not sure how you couldn't, but just in case, we follow these 4 characters who are brought to Hill House by one of the 4. Dr. Montague is an occult scholar, and he kind of wants to like research and experience Hill House, and he has chosen 3 other people. He invited them to come experience Hill House with him. One of them has previous poltergeist, paranormal activity, like experience in her life. The other is his assistant, and the other male is actually in line to inherit Hill House. So all 4 of these people come to Hill House along with, there's like a maid and a gatekeeper, but we're mostly just following these 4 characters who are there to experience Hill House because I think the maid and the gatekeeper actually live and stay there. But as I said, really enjoying it so far, loving the writing style, loving the atmosphere. Really excited to get into the spooky stuff. We finally have internet. They could not get to us until today to install our internet, so super excited to have internet again. I am also about halfway through The Haunting of Hill House, probably a little more than halfway, and these characters are just acting so weird, and I don't know if it's intentional. They're so strange, and I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know if Shirley Jackson is like writing these characters like this to kind of keep you off balance, or if it's just like her writing style, but I'm having like a really hard time following what the hell is going on. It just like keeps jumping from scene to scene with no predisposition in the middle. And the way these characters speak is just out there. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't think I'm a fan. And it may just be because it's a classic. I don't know. I am enjoying the spookiness that we're getting. We've definitely started to get more of the spooks and the paranormal aspects of the house, which I am enjoying. I am just really not sure if I'm digging the writing. And I just don't really care about these characters. I don't know. Hopefully it gets better. We'll see. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm sure you obviously noticed, but I got new lights. We had to go to Walmart to pick up a few things, and I found these curtain lights for like $3. So obviously had to have them. I've also been thinking about what book I'm going to read in the dark, and I actually got from my library the ebook for Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRosa, I think. And I've been wanting to read that. I've heard so many good things. So I think that's the book I'm going to be reading in the dark. So we are on our way to a really cute bookstore in our area. It's about an hour away from where we live. I have like 3 boxes of books that will not fit in the RV, and they have a program where you can give them your books and they'll give you some store credit. So I'm going to take all of my books up there and get some store credit and see what they have in stock. So I finished it. I was not sure where the story was going and how it was going to wrap up, like what the conclusion was going to be. I had my suspicions of things that might happen, of where the story was going, but that ending was underwhelming. I was not impressed. I was not a fan. I don't really know what the point was to the story or what really went down in present time or in the past at Hill House. Like, nothing is ever really explained. Like, we get snippets of the past, and I don't want to spoil anything. I'll just say that we don't get a lot of answers, which is normally okay. I just feel like I needed more. Well, hello, kitty cat. We have a visitor. This is Wubbles. She's adjusting well to RV life. We brought her bed, which helps a lot. She is in that all the time. So if you see a tail, that's my cat. I don't know, like I was saying in my last clip, I just found it so hard to follow. And I never understood why the characters were doing what they were doing. Like, their motives, their choices, I just didn't understand. I think, like, she started to do, like, a romance subplot, but maybe I was just trying to find meaning where there was none. I don't know. It was just, I was confused a lot of the time. Also, the characters had, like, no personality. I did not care about them at all. My favorite parts were probably the little glimpses of the backstory that we got at Hill House, like the builders of Hill House and the family that used to live there before the Sanderson sisters took over. We had some okay spooks and creeps, but I mean, nothing like what I was expecting from what I've seen the previews from the TV show. I just feel like so much more could have been done. Like, it's such a good premise, and I just feel like every aspect of the story fell short for me. I am definitely still going to watch the show because I have heard that the show is better than the book, so definitely still looking forward to watching that sometime soon. My husband is actually going to read the book as well, and then we're going to watch the movie, so I have to wait for him to finish, but that is definitely on the to watch list. Also, I just want to apologize. You're probably going to be getting the same angle from me because this is really the only place I have to film. I may find a couple other little places to film here and there, but the majority of the time, I'm going to be right here. Also, just a little update on my job. I'm really liking it. It's about a 40-minute drive from here, which is a little farther than I'm used to traveling. I mean, my last job was a work-at-home job, so obviously, but it's a pretty easy drive. I mean, in Orlando, there's hell of a lot of traffic, but this drive is pretty easy. Not a whole lot of traffic, so no complaint. And on the way there and coming home, I just listened to audiobooks, so that's like 80 minutes of audiobook listening a day, so can't complain about that.
but I work at an optometrist office. I'm really enjoying it. Everybody's been super nice and welcoming and helpful. My trainer actually brought everyone little donuts. Everybody got this like little 6-pack, and it was just so cute, and they were delicious. But really liking it, getting adjusted to the RV life. I think we've pretty much gotten everything set up. I mean, we may have to move some things around, but for right now, everything's in, everything's up. I do have a few more decorative things that I would like to put around just to make it feel a little more homey, but for the most part, everything is set up, and I'm really liking it. I am going to go take a shower, take my makeup off, get ready for bed, and start reading Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. I don't know much about it other than it follows these two women that are just corresponding through emails. I know it's super weird and just gets more bizarre as it goes. I mean, it's only 120 pages, so I'm hoping to be able to finish it tonight. If not, I will definitely finish it tomorrow. But gonna go get ready for bed and start that.
TunePocket.com.
Okay. What? So this book starts with these ladies just exchanging emails. One of them is selling an apple peeler that has been in her family for like 2 generations. It's from her grandmother. And apparently this like famous person held it, and this woman responds to her Craigslist ad saying, "Hey, oh, I would like to buy this apple peeler." And they just email back and forth. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but what? Okay. Okay. So their relationship, I, I don't even know how to, I mean, I know how to explain it, but I don't want to give any spoilers because I feel like the least you know about this going into it, the better. Because I literally knew nothing other than it was a book completely told in email correspondence and like IMs. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I think this is in the synopsis, so it's not a spoiler, but they end up in like this master submissive or like slave and dominant kind of relationship. And I just feel like it speaks to that kind of relationship in such a different and unique way. And I don't know, it really makes you think, because another thing that happened in the book kind of corresponds with that. And like, what are you willing to do to kind of pay someone back? I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. I am about halfway through, so I am going to go finish and then I will let you know my thoughts. Oh my gosh. So I finished. Things have gotten worse since we last spoke. Uh-huh. They definitely have. I loved it. The body horror in this book was disgusting. Like, I've read The Troop, and if you've read this book, then you know that was absolutely disgusting. I almost gagged at a couple parts. So gross. But I loved it so much. Also, the author's note makes it sound like this is a real thing that happened, and it says like all of these emails were taken from this police department. And when I first read that author's note, I honestly thought that it was based on like true stories, but then I found out like it's all fiction. But it was so interesting and it was so good. The writing was immaculate. For a short story, I mean, it was only 120 pages. There was so much packed into it. I really, really enjoyed it, and I will definitely be picking up more Eric LaRosa. But what a great book to end Summerween on. I was really hoping that I would enjoy this more because the first two books that I've read, Final Girls and The Haunting of Hill House, have been like 3.5 stars. So I was really hoping for a book that I could fall in love with and really enjoy, and I found it. Such a disgusting, beautiful, thought-provoking work of art. Hello, friends. Today is the last day of Summerween. I have had a really good week. Stressful, strange, full of changes and adjustments, but overall really good week. I read 3 books this week, which is pretty impressive considering that I have been struggling to hit 4 books a month lately. I mean, I knew I wanted to dig into reading this week. I absolutely love Summerween, and huge thanks to Gabby and Olivia for putting this together. I love every adaptation that they have of this readathon. I participated in Camp Weekend Ween, there was Spring Fling Ween, and Winter Ween. I just love any excuse there is to come together as a community and read horror and thriller books. I completed 4 of the 5 challenges, which is pretty damn good. I was not able to bake or make anything, but I read Final Girls, which I ended up giving 3.5 stars. That covered the slasher and the Halloween covers prompt. I did have to double up on that because I was only able to read 3 books, but still counting it. I read The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, which covered read a book with the word haunt in the title. I'm debating giving that 2.5 to 3 stars. I'm not sure. I feel like 2.5 is too low. I'll probably settle with a 3 because I didn't hate it. I mean, I did enjoy aspects of it. So I'll probably just stick with a 3. And then I read Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRosa, and it was a trip. It was something else, but I loved every second of it. I am debating giving it 4.5 to 5 stars. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm probably going to do 4.5, but do 5 on Goodreads. It was just so unbelievable, and the ending was kind of abrupt. I mean, it is a short story, so you kind of expect that, but it just wasn't quite a 5-star for me. But like I said, I enjoyed every second of it. And I read that entire short story in bed at night in the dark. And as far as the move goes, we are continuing to get adjusted. It's super nice to just be like 30 steps away from a pool. I mean, that water is damn hot, but I still enjoy a nice evening swim. I'm super excited to start filming videos again. I really missed it since I have been gone. Work just took so much out of me when I was at my last job. I mean, I was working overtime every single day. And when I was done, I was just so exhausted. I did not feel like doing anything. So I'm really hoping this new beginning also starts kind of a new beginning to my channel as well. God, I've got to get my bangs trimmed. I mean, I'm not hating the curtain bang look, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. They're just so long. Oh God, I have to find a new hairdresser. I went through so many hairdressers in West Virginia, God. Another problem for another day. Anyway, Summerween has been such a success for me. I've had a great week. Let me know if you participated in Summerween this week. If you did, definitely let me know what you read. I have been loving watching everyone's Summerween vlogs this week. With moving, I was not going to attempt a daily vlog, so you're getting the whole week in one vlog. I have some super exciting plans for the channel, so if you want to check those out, hit the subscribe button, hit a like if you like this video. I think that's going to do it for this one. Have a great day. Have a great week. Continue to stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.